All right. 5-4, solutions and applications of right triangles. All right, so as I mentioned on Friday, this section is word problems to an extent, but it's also some just solving triangles with like them giving you units. So the first one say to solve each right triangle. In each case, the angle C is 90 degrees, okay, because it doesn't give us that information like in the problem itself. If angle information is given in degrees and minutes, give the answer in the same way. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm not going to do those ones, so just disregard that. 26. Angle A is 62.5 degrees. Side A is 12.7 meters. So I'm going to go ahead and write down the stuff that's not given to us, or like set it up so that I can fill it in, because we need all these pieces of information to solve this problem. Now, they did tell us in the instructions that angle C is 90 degrees. So that will always be your third piece of information. So I'm going to draw a picture of what this will look like, and then we'll solve for the other pieces. So I've got my right angle, just C here, do A, B. So side A is 12.7 meters. Angle A is 62.5 degrees. Now, anyone know what piece of information I can find with very little math? Based on what I'm given. Angle B. How would I find angle B? Yep. So it'll be angle B is equal to 180 minus 90 minus 62.5, or add them up and subtract it from 180. Same thing. Oh, not that. So that's going to be 27.5 degrees. So now I just need to find side B and side C. So I'm going to use trig functions to find those, okay, because we know how to use the Pythagorean theorem, but I have to have two sides to be able to do that. So I'm going to do the tangent of 62.5 is equal to 12.7 over, this is side B, so tangent of the angle 62.5 is equal to 12.7 over B. So then, any ideas on how I solve for B?
Look at the tangent of 62.5. What is that? Not 62. Or you just
Well, I am, but I need to get B by itself.
Multiply by 12.7 on both sides.
Multiply by B and then divide by the tangent of 62.5. So what I can do when I have this is I can just take these and swap them. So this will be B is equal to 12.7 divided by the tangent of 62.5. Now, when you type this in your calculator, you need to be in degree mode. I would suggest you check your calculator now, because for this entire section, you're going to need degree mode. And make sure you're in the correct mode. So to do that, you hit mode and then arrow down. It's like the third option. It'll say radian or degree. You want the one that's highlighted to be degrees.
What do I do once I have it highlighted?
Hit enter.
I hit enter already. I just did it.
It's just, you hit enter on degrees.
Uh-huh.
Hit second and then mode again, which will get out of that, and then hit mode again and see if it's correct.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Usually it is, but sometimes it does something weird. All right, so now type in 12.7 divided by the tangent of 62.5 and tell me what we get. No.
That's what I got.
6.611.
Wait.
Are you sure you're in degree mode?
It says so.
Did you do 12.7 divided by the tangent of 62.5, or did you just do the tangent of 62.5?
And a tangent of 60.
That's why. All right, now don't forget, we were in meters, so we need to make sure we put our units on it. So 6.6 meters. Now, to find the third side, I could use the Pythagorean theorem at this point, but because I know that we already know how to do that, we're going to use another trig function to solve for the other side. So I need something that is not tangent this time because I need the hypotenuse side. That's what I'm still trying to find. So what trig function should I use and of what angle? Technically you have 4 to pick from, but only 2 of them are on your calculator directly, so it's not tangent. It's got to be one of the other ones. Sine of B. So that would be, sine of B would be the sine of 27.5 is equal to B, which we just found, so 6.6 over side C. So again, I can swap C and the sine of 27.5. So C is equal to 6.6 divided by the sine of 27.5. So type that one in. So we'll call it 14.3 just because we have one decimal everywhere else. So 14.3 meters. And your triangle is now solved. So we've got a lot of different ways of solving triangles in this chapter, depending on what it's asking for. The other ones have been solving for the 6 trig functions, but these ones are solving for the triangle itself. Let's see, 28. B, angle B is equal to 51.7 degrees. Side A is 28.1 feet. And again, remember from the instructions, we know angle C is 90 degrees. So I need to find angle A, side B, and side C. What piece can I easily find? Angle A. How would I do that?
You have to find, so it would be 90 plus 51.7. And then, well, you do 180 minus 51.7 plus 90.
Why do I keep doing that? 51.7. Well, so if you're going to do it that way, then what you would have to do is write it like this.
Oh, okay.
But I would just do minus on both things, so that way you don't have to worry about those parentheses, because that's going to end up throwing you off. I was like, should be in the ballpark of the 30 somewhere. Okay. So 38.3 degrees.
My calculator wasn't working.
I was like, y'all are hitting a lot of buttons. I feel like I should be hearing an answer anytime now.
Well, the first time I entered in, I got an error.
An error?
And then
What'd
the
you
second
type
time-
in?
The second time I entered it in, it just gave me the same thing I put in. I don't know. My calculator did okay.
All right, so I'm going to set my triangle up again. So I know angle C is right angle. Angle A is 38.3. Angle B is 51.7. Side A I know is 28.1 feet. So I need to find side B and side C. So somebody tell me how to solve for one of the sides that I'm missing. Pick a trig function and tell me what I would need, because there are several options. Any trig function will work. Just take your pick.
Sine.
Okay, sine of what angle? A or B?
A.
Good answer. B would not have worked. Okay, so sine of A. So that's going to be the sine of 38.3. Now, I should say it wouldn't have worked yet. We would have had to solve for C first if you wanted to use sine. So sine of 38.3 is going to be equal to 28.1 divided by side C. So I can swap C and the sine of 38. So 28.1 divided by the sine of 38.3. So what is side C? So 45. Oh wait, this is side C. 45.3 feet. Now, side B, somebody else pick another trig function and tell me which thing to use. Or you could give me the same trig function, but different angle. Josh? I need to solve for side B, so pick a trig function that associates side B with either A or C. Cosine of angle.
C.
Can't do angle C.
A.
Yes, cosine of angle A. So cosine of 38.3 is equal to B over 45.3. Now this one's a little different. What's the difference about the way this one's set up from the other ones? Yeah, what I'm solving for is on top. So how do I solve for it then? Yes, multiply 45.3. So this one is going to be B is equal to 45.3 times the cosine of 38.3. So this one you just don't have to divide. You look confused.
Nah.
I'd rather you tell me now if you are than on the quiz.
35.6.
So B is 35.6 feet. And the thing to look at, remember, smallest angle has to have the smallest side, biggest angle has to have the biggest side. So that's another way to check and make sure that you've done it right. If that's not the case, something is wrong.
So if we were to do like, we can't do like tangent of 90, because
Right, you need to use one of the other angles. The tangent of 90 is undefined, so that would be a major problem. But yes, it has to be one of the other ones. And again, you could use Pythagorean theorem to find the third side, but honestly, I prefer trig functions. It's a little easier than having to square things, take the square root of them, all that fun stuff. So, all right, so in these ones, we've been given an angle and a side, okay? In this next one, they're going to give us two side lengths, and that's all we're going to have. Come on. What is happening? Okay. So 30. I'm going to go ahead and set this up, but they give us side B is 32 feet. Side C is 51 feet. And we also know still, these are still in the same section of problems, that angle C is 90 degrees. So I need to find angle A, side A, and angle B. Now, eventually, we're going to learn different ways to solve these, but for now, we're going to do it this way. So, I need to set up my triangle first. So, angle C is my right angle. Side C is 51. Angle B, side B is 32. Angle A, side A, I don't know. Now, I have side lengths, but the only angle I have is 90 degrees, right? So, a couple different options. We can use the information that we already have and solve for angle A and B, and then do side A with that information. Or we can use the Pythagorean theorem and solve for side A first. Which way do y'all want to do it? It's not really going to matter, but...
What were you thinking, Josh?
Somebody just has to pick. Angle first or Pythagorean theorem first? Okay. Let's do that. How would I set it up?
Oh, come on.
Doesn't have to be you. It just has to be somebody.
51 squared plus 32 squared is
No. What's the general formula for the Pythagorean theorem? Without numbers in it. You have something backwards.
32 squared plus 51 squared.
A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So if I need to solve for A, I would have to get A squared is equal to C squared minus B squared.
Wait, don't I have it
No, I have B and C.
in?
That might be why you were telling me the formula that way. So A is going to be the square root of 51 squared minus 32 squared. So somebody tell me what side A is then.
Square root of 19. Ours is 19.
You have to do 51 squared minus 32 squared. And then take the square root of that. Like, you can type it all in your calculator, but it's not going to be that.
You want the like decimal?
Yeah, you can get me out to one decimal place is fine.
39.7.
39.7. So A is 39.7 feet. So now I need to find angle A and angle B. So the difference now is I don't have the angles, but I have all the side lengths. Okay, so the setup is going to work the same way. So which angle do you want to start with? And what trig function? You can literally pick any of them.
A trig function. Any of them. Tangent.
Okay, tangent. So the tangent of A, okay, because we don't know A, is equal to opposite 39.7 over adjacent 32. Now, the way to do this, watch closely, we need to undo tangent, so I'm going to do the inverse tangent. So A is going to be equal to the inverse tangent, which is the little tangent to the -1 that's above your trig functions on your calculator, of 39.7 over 32. So you're going to have to hit the second button and then tangent.
That's what I was using earlier on accident.
That would also explain why you were getting what you were getting. So hit second in that, which will give you this.
51.13 or 51.1.
So angle A is 51.1 degrees. Now what?
You did the same thing for B.
Or,
Subtract by 9.
Or do the subtraction thing.
yeah, or I can subtract to make my life easier. I like easy, so angle B is 180 minus 90 minus 51.1. Tori. 38.9. All right, the other thing, I didn't really say this when we started, but I mean, you probably figured out by now, since I'm setting my stuff up this way, this is how I want your answers given to me on the quiz and the test, okay? Because some people, not saying in this class, but just in classes in general, tend to not show their work quite so nice and neat where it's easy to find things. And so then I end up with an answer over here and an answer down here and one at the bottom of the paper, and I'm like, I can't find everything. And you might have it, but I can't find it. So do me a favor and set it up nice and neat like that for me so that I can see your answers. And then if something's wrong, I can go look and attempt to find it in your work and figure out where you went wrong so I can give you some points. Let's see. I'm going to have you guys try one on your own, just like this one. Hello.
So, I talked to the kids a little bit, and I say anybody need the information, like one person, two, next thing you know, half the people. So I told them, I give out the ones that have me copies, so I'm gonna see you. So,
Okay, thank you.
and we did change the leaving time. I already told them, I'm gonna tell parents at
Oh, wow.
5:30.
Okay,
We still allow a little extra time, so.
sounds good. Okay,
ma'am.
thank you.
This group give you any trouble?
Not today.
Looks like they're mostly okay.
All right. Side A is 958 meters. Side B is 489 meters. And remember, angle C was given to you, 90 degrees. So you need to find side C, angle A, and angle B. Before we go too far, what do we get for side C? I want to make sure we did that right before you do the whole problem wrong. Anyone?
1,075.6.
Yes.
Exactly.
So if you did not get 1075.6, I'm guessing you did the Pythagorean theorem wrong. So you should have done a squared plus b squared. and then taking the square root of that to get side C. All right, have we found angle A or angle B yet?
Angle A is.
Is it 60?
What is it?
63. All right, bell's about to ring, so walk through this. So we had to get side C first. Well, we didn't have to, but that's what we did. So a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So c is equal to the square root of 958 squared plus 489 squared, which is 1075.6. Then I did the tangent of a, because that's what y'all did last time, so I just chose the same one, is equal to 958 over 489. Took the inverse tangent of that and got 63 degrees, and then did 180 minus 63 minus 90 to get 27 degrees for angle B. All right, problems from what we've done so far. 23 and 29. You need to do those two before class tomorrow. But just those two. Okay, we're gonna do word problems, and you need to understand this stuff to be able to do the word problems. So that's why we're doing that.